Just a quick reminder, guys, these narrations are best enjoyed with headphones on. Ladies and gentlemen, start your emulators. It is time for another episode of RetrOS, the show where we give you a recommended dose of nostalgia, but review games from your childhood. This is Tails9 here from Sonic Prime. The emphasis is on the 9. And in this episode, we took a look at a classic from the Game Boy library. Is this game worthy of remembrance? Or should this game be lost forever in the pages of gaming history? Well, without further ado, let's find out. The year is 1994, and communications technology went through a massive change with the creation of the World Wide Web. Access can be done by inserting the CD or floppy disk into your PC, created by AOL or America Online. We put our luck to the test as Camelot organized a national lottery in the UK. Even today, the National Lottery rakes in 8 million in ticket sales. Around 7,200 millionaires has been made as of 2022 to 2023. We were also introduced to the meaning of Hakuna Matata as Disney released The Lion King in cinemas. Now guys, did you cry when you saw Mufasa's betrayal and death? Let me know down in those comments. We will judge honest. 1994 was also an important year in the gaming industry. Sony entered the console market for the first time as the byproduct of a failed partnership between Sony and Nintendo, as the first PlayStation was released in Japan during the start of a massive industry-wide push for 3D graphics. 1994 saw a lot of timeless classics. These include Doom 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Mortal Kombat 2. Toasty! The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is another entry of this list. This classic was the first time that an entry of the Legend of Zelda series was released for a handheld system, i.e. the Game Boy. The game acts as a sequel to A Link to the Past. On his way home to Hyrule, our protagonist Link finds himself shipwrecked on a mysterious island. It is up to you to go through the various dungeons, seeking musical instruments, to wake a mysterious entity, and thus allowing Link a safe passage home. The accessibility scores are as follows. To start things off, visibility is scored a 9.5. Due to the game's age, there is no colorblind mode in this game. To be fair, there is very little need for one. From what I have played, apart from rupees, there are no color-coded elements that can cause an issues for players with visual impairments. Audibility is scored a 10. As par for the course for a Zelda game, there are no spoken dialogue present. All dialogue is text-based. Back then, Imagination has to fill in the gaps. Mobility is scored an 8. In terms of this category, the Legend of Zelda games are very strange ones indeed, and this one is no exception. You can bind items to some specific buttons, including your sword and shield, but since the Game Boy has only 2 buttons, that's A and B, you'll find yourself hot-swapping buttons to specific items. For example, your feather for jumping, and magic power to lighting torches during dungeons. And last but certainly by no means least, gameplay scored a 9. In short, this game is a pretty good title for portable systems. The DNA of A Link to the Past is present in this game. In terms of the difficulty, however, this game is a little more forgiving in comparison to A Link to the Past. For example, the dungeons you'll be going through are easier, but in terms of lifespan, A Link to the Past takes longer to complete than Link's Awakening. According to HowLongToBeat.com, The Legend of Zelda Link to the Past takes 15 hours to complete, and Link's Awakening takes 14.5 hours. And saying that, it's still pretty damn long, even for Game Boy and Game Boy Color standards. The DX version of the game had a lot of enhancements under the hood. For example, the graphics are in full color, and support for the Game Boy camera is there. The PC port is probably the best way to play this classic. This version has all the bells and whistles of a typical Recon project, such as better widescreen support and more item slots available due to the extra buttons that you would see on more modern controller, for example, the standard Xbox One controller, which we used to test this. In summary, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past is an excellent entry in the Legend of Zelda series. The more forgiving, laid-back style of the game and the additional adventure slots of the recompiled version makes the game more accessible than A Link to the Past. If you're a Zelda enthusiast and are looking for a classic Zelda title to play over the summer, this game is recommended. And the overall score is 91.25%. This is Tailsang from Sonic Prime here. I will see you guys in the next review as we turn yet another page of gaming history.